and welcome to another edition of You Ought to Know Live, seen and heard live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a pleasure to be with you today. We've got a couple of my best friends with me. We're going to talk cars tonight and maybe give you some information that you may need in your automobile hunts or maybe even service information. My radio show is seen and heard every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on DaveSerio.com. My name is spelled DaveSerio, DaveSerio.com. Now, great thing about my show is not only can you watch and listen to it on the web, but you can also get the free You Ought to Know app, and that'll allow you to watch the show on your smartphone or your tablet, of course, without any problem at all. And it's absolutely free. Go to DaveSerio.com for more information. And, of course, my show airs on 3 stations in the Maryland area, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on, of course, the station WQLL in Baltimore, 1370. And then, of course, you have the 8 to 10 every Saturday morning, and that's on AM 680 WCBM. And then we have the station from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in Frederick, Maryland, Free Talk 930 WFMD. Well, we're trying to get Mike Lambert to get up here and get on the show. Mike's having some computer issues right now, and unfortunately we cannot see his video, but we can hear him. So we're going to try to work that out to get him on in just a few moments. Right now we're going to go to Todd Zimmerman from Dynamic Automotive, and Dynamic Automotive has 3 locations to serve you in the Frederick area. We have the Urbana location. We have the location in Liberty Town, where he's at right now, and then also the original location in Newmarket. So, Todd, good evening, sir.
Hello, how you doing tonight, Dave?
I'm doing well, sir, doing well.
Good.
Good to have you. The dynamic duo, only one of you is present right now. Jose is where today?
Jose is at a Career and Technology Center meeting here at the Frederick County Public Schools Career and Technology Center.
Well, I think he's a little old for that.
He is getting a little old for that, but he does a lot of good things in there with them. So
Great.
That's where he's at tonight and getting some stuff worked out over there.
Good. So you're at the Liberty Town location, and that Liberty Town location's been there, since 2003 or 2?
Yes, right in that area, yes.
Right. And you guys do all type of mechanical auto repair, your water pumps and, also spark plugs and BG services and brakes and exhaust and a whole lot more.
Absolutely, everything from light bulbs to engine and transmission replacements. So there's not a whole lot that we don't do.
Now, have you been doing any traveling recently?
I've been on the move lately.
Okay.
So I guess our latest trip was down to the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee.
Great.
And, did 5 days of hiking. We're wore out. My girlfriend and I definitely put some miles under.
Hey! It's a family show. I don't want to hear about that stuff.
But yeah, we definitely put some miles under us. That's for sure.
Very good.
And we hiked up to Mount LeConte, which is one of the higher peaks in Tennessee, and it was gorgeous. We had a great time.
Well, great. That's fantastic. I'm glad you had a good time. And, of course, your boss, he went out to SEMA, right?
Yeah, he was at the SEMA Apex Convention 2 weeks ago, and Dean Woodall's new in the automotive aftermarket. So a lot of good information.
Did he come back and crack the whip? He was so motivated and excited that you said, my goodness gracious, take this guy back, huh?
I think he came back and took a nap. Definitely worn out. I went last year, and I tell you, it's a lot to take in.
I hear you. All right, well, what's going on in the shop? What kind of interesting things are you working on?
We're playing catch up right now. We were a little slow about 2 weeks ago, and then the floodgates have opened. So
okay.
It is very, very busy right now. Everywhere from I've got 2 transmission jobs in progress right now. One of which is to be delivered tomorrow.
Okay.
From Jasper.
Oh, great.
So that'll be here tomorrow, and then I've got a manual transmission that we're removing and inspecting the clutch on a 2007 Mustang GT. So I can't imagine what happened to a clutch in a Mustang GT, but we'll find out tomorrow.
I would take a look at the rear tires.
Yeah, exactly.
That's usually the symptom.
Yeah, and it's got headers and dual exhaust and tubular front suspension on it, so it's definitely a hot rod play toy. So
there you go.
We'll see what happened.
Well, you heard about the little toy that I got, didn't you?
I heard you had one coming.
I got it. I got it about 5 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yep. Took it to had it to a couple shows. Took it to the Wassler Auto Service show that just had in Taylorsville.
Oh,
and,
wow.
That was fun. They got a big kick out of it. And then there's a video on YouTube. It's on Craig Ship's YouTube channel, and we did a video on the Hellcat, and then we also got a chance to get it on a dyno in the Frederick area. So 625 horsepower at the rear wheels.
Holy cow.
Yeah, now we think it would get 650 if we could have done 6 gear, but we couldn't do 6 gear because as soon as it gets to 190 miles an hour on the dynamometer cuts off. And the car did about 205 to 206 on the dynamometer.
Wow.
It's only rated for 199, but I don't know what the difference is between 205 on a dyno and 199 on the ground. It may, the wind or air may change that. So.
Jeez, okay.
That's incredible. It's a monster. It's a monster. It's a monster.
Now, is that required to run a premium unleaded in that?
Yep, premium unleaded. That's what you got to run. Yep. So it'll run that well in 93. So it does well. So it only had 300 miles on it when we put it on the dyno. So it hadn't even really broken in, but it did well.
Wow, that's incredible. Can't wait to see it.
All right, I'll be more than happy to show it to you, buddy. Hey, thanks so much for being with us this evening. Come on, we'll come on back to you in just a few minutes, okay?
Very good.
All right. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines. Man, you got all these people buying Jasper products, Dave.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, Dave.
Even if a commission check doesn't come your way, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But so, can you tell us how fast you've had the Hellcat so far?
I've only had it to about 115.
Woo!
Yeah, that was real fast.
Well,
meaning that I did that on Interstate 83 and got it to 115 and got right back down.
Yeah, it probably was like nothing to that car.
Yeah, it really is nothing. I mean, it's that fast.
Yeah.
And, yep, it's been fun. I appreciate you letting me tell everybody on the wide world web what I just did. Yes, thank you. I'm an habitual liar, okay? Just want to let everybody know that.
Yeah,
there we go.
Were you in Pennsylvania or Maryland? So I know what police organization to send that video to.
I'm sorry. What were you asking, Dave? I'm sorry. I can't hear you over here. We're getting some kind of interference.
That's cool.
Thank you very much. So anyway, yeah, Jasper, I was very shocked. But after reading some more information about this transmission, I guess I understand. But this Equinox has probably a kind of a unusual transmission in it. I don't think they made too many of the front-wheel drive Equinoxes. A lot of them are probably all-wheel drive. So this front-wheel drive has that. You said it's a European, like out of the Opals.
Saab used them. It's an AW55. They put them in a bunch of stuff. I don't know too much about it because we really don't service the transmission.
Right.
But we do offer the valve body. A lot of the issues are simply caused by the valve body, and in fact, I think Nissan also uses that in some of the Maximas.
Okay.
And I guess we found that we can remanufacture the valve body, and it fixes a lot of the problems. So we send a lot of those to transmission shops, people that are rebuilding these units.
Right.
But I'm not exactly sure why we don't offer the entire unit. I'm sure there's a good justification for it. I just don't know the answer.
It seems like the transmission must be pretty durable because this particular vehicle had 220,000 miles.
Yeah,
and the reason why it failed was because the transmission cooler line started to leak and it ran low on fluid.
Yeah, hey, you can't argue with the mileage on that transmission.
Right. So nothing wrong with that. Very good. So what's going on other than that in the Jasper world?
Well, we're very busy. We're getting prepared for the winter months. I have a neat video this evening of how a GM locking differential works, and
Okay.
has the back cover off. It's a really nice, one of the best videos I've seen that explains that mechanism. And
Wait, hold on. One of the best videos you've seen.
Mhm.
Who is doing the video?
Some dude.
Oh, not Jim?
Yeah, I have no idea who's doing the video.
Okay.
I got to thinking, I know that there's a lot of different types of locking differentials, and I just started YouTubing some, so I just pulled one off YouTube, and this gentleman does an excellent job, so I figured I'd share it.
Good, good. All right, well, Craig Ship just texted me and said he's on the way to Florida right now. He's in North Carolina, so that's why he can't join us today. But, yeah, I'm glad he's doing well, and he'll be down in down in Florida probably sometime tomorrow. So, all right, Mr. Dave, we'll be back with you in just a few moments, and we're ready to see your video. Do we have a contest tonight?
Yep.
Great. So we got a contest and a video. Sounds good. Be right back with you, Dave. All right, Mike Lambert. We're attempting to get Mike up, but unfortunately his camera or his something with the equipment is not working. But Mike, you can hear us, right?
I hear you fine. You hear me?
Good. You've never looked better, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm going to put me on the screen. That'll scare most of the people there. But I'll put me on the screen, and we're going to continue to talk to you if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Just like doing on Saturday mornings.
Exactly. Radio, that's all it is. Nothing different. So Mike Lambert is the owner and operator, along with his wife, Lena, of the Shine Shop. And that is an extreme detailer, I like to call you. You book one car per day. Sometimes a car will hang over for a little longer because what you do is not only detail a car and get the car as clean as possible, but you polish the car, bring the paint up, and then you either protect it with a synthetic wax, which up to years ago, probably 5 years ago, was really the best thing that you could do on a car, was protected with synthetic wax. But over the last number of years, clear coats have now been protected by ceramic coatings. And you are big in the ceramic coatings. You use two major manufacturers in the ceramic coating business and protect the cars for years and years.
Yeah, we do. We handle Gion and Kamikaze, and they're two of the coatings out of Japan that have had probably the best write-ups from everything we've been able to find.
Right.
And yeah, it's probably, I'm going to say probably 95% of my business now is coatings.
Right.
Just once you explain it to somebody what the difference is, and they're like, you know, and it is significantly more expensive.
Right.
However, once you explain the differences and what the ease of maintenance and the durability is going to be, then most people just would rather have a coating. So
well, you know, I'm sure your business at one time was like repeat business. Everybody came in every 6 months and got their car detailed. A lot of customers, I'm sure, did that. Well, you don't really get that business when you do these ceramic coatings, because a person like myself, I've been fortunate enough to have 6 cars had the ceramic coating put on between me and my family, and all we have to do is wash down the cars and we're good to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's kind of like working yourself out of a job sometimes. But no, we were usually booked a year and a half in advance.
Right.
And now we're booked probably 6 months.
Right.
So that's how different it is. Because like you said, I don't need to see people every 6 months. We usually tell people I'd like to see the car once a year after we coat it, just to make sure everything's going okay. But a lot of people I've coated 2 years ago, I haven't seen since. So
well, I can tell you the reason is because these coatings are so good. And
yeah.
I guess we should explain it to the folks in case they're not sure of it. A ceramic coating is applied on your automobile. First of all, as Mike will tell you, it has to be detailed as perfect as possible, because everything that is on that car is going to be accentuated by that ceramic coating. And then it's protected. My Magnum, which sits out in the snow and the ice and the rain and the sleet and the hail, okay, never sees the inside of a garage. We ceramic coated that about a year ago, and incredible. All I have to do is wash it down, take a rag over it, and I'm done.
Yeah, I did my wife's, when we first started with Gion, I did my wife's Volkswagen. It sits out 24/7 and shamefully doesn't get washed as much as it should. We did that about a year ago, a year and a month ago, as a matter of fact. I looked at the sticker in the door. and it still sheds the water very well. So you know, they say it'll give you the coating we put on that first was like their entry level coating, just to try out their products, and it said it would last a year, and it's lasted every bit a year. So I have full faith that if I tell you it's going to last you 2 years or 3 years, it will.
If you go to my homepage of DaveSerio.com, you're going to see the story on there, the video that we have of the Hellcat, and we talk about the Hellcat, and we also do the dyno of it. But you're going to see in the beginning that it was last Thursday we did the video. Unbelievable rainy morning. I mean, all the way from my home to Frederick, which is about 40 miles, it poured. And when we got, the spray from all the other vehicles and the trucks, all over the place, it was poured. And when we got there, it was still raining. So I backed the car into Southside Tire and Auto, where we did the video broadcast, and it is soaked, dirty, the whole side of the car. And I knew people thought I was completely crazy. I brought this bucket out that had like 4 rags, and I placed the bucket on the floor near the car, and I grab a rag, and I start wiping down the car. And I'm wringing the thing out and wiping it down a little bit. When I get it to be close to be dry, I take a dry towel and go over that area. And I'm done. Yep. In 20 minutes, I wiped the car completely down, including the wheels, and the car was perfect, black. No watermarks, no streaks, nothing. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual when we do some of the people that show their cars a lot. You tell them, look, you know, just that bucket you've got with all the spray detailers and waxes and all that stuff in your trunk, just throw that away because you don't need it anymore. It actually, and the coatings actually do not like waxes. The car will show up looking like you've got Vaseline smeared on it if you put wax on it. It just some places it'll stick, some places it won't. So it gets real streaky and smeary, and you don't need it. So you know, just they last a long time. And just the ease of maintenance is the big deal. And like we had talked before, I think Saturday we talked about how people think that, oh, it's so expensive, it's only for the garage queens and the show cars. Well, it was coatings were designed for everyday drivers that were outside all the time.
Right.
So you know we do a lot of everyday drivers that people just want the ease of maintenance.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's $500 or $600, let's say it is, okay, $500 or $600 to get your car done. Well, a buddy of mine just took his Pathfinder over to a detailer in Harford County, and it was $200.
Yep, and he'll have to get that done. If he used a really good wax, he'll need it waxed in 6 months. If he used what most detailers used, I'd give him 3 months.
Well, it's going to be probably 3 months because he had it done in October or early November. Okay, we're going to get all that salt and all the stuff that's coming in. We all know it's coming.
Yep.
And he's going to wash his car down in January or go through one of the automatic car washes in January with all that salt on it. That wax is gone.
Oh, absolutely. Because the thing about it is you have to, even on a really well-maintained garage car, every time you wash it, every time you wipe it with something, you're taking wax off. Mm-hmm. So that, and I'm sure as Todd can vouch for with the car wash they have, car washes use pretty aggressive chemicals, because they don't really scrub your car like you would when you hand wash it.
Right.
So that takes wax off. So the coatings don't wear off and they don't wash off and they don't evaporate sitting out in the sun.
And a side effect, which is a good one, you know, we mentioned side effects and you want to go, oh boy, here we go. The side effect here is it makes your car look better.
It does. They really do. They just really enhance the color. And like you said before, if you've got a defect, not that you can see, but I'm sitting in front of a black BMW X5,
right.
And the only thing I could not get out of it was there's a bird dropping stain in the hood that apparently sat there while it was on the used car lot, and it's etched down into the clear coat. So that's the only thing I couldn't get out of the car, and it was sanded twice and compounded and polished. So it's just way too deep to take out.
That was a healthy bird.
Yeah, it sits out in the sun, it just bakes right into the paint, and that's the problem.
Yep. Very good. All right, Mr. Well, 410-833-1632 is the number people can contact you. Once again, that's 410-833-1632. And your website, which really, it's the bomb. It really is good. I mean, you have a website that is very easy to navigate. It has a gallery, which gives you all the cars that Mike's worked on over the last couple years. Some really beautiful automobiles, by the way. You could just spend time just in the gallery looking at cars. Then he also has the do-it-yourself section, got pricing and all the things that Mike does, and also people that he recommends in the business that do other things than what Mike does. So it's a very good website. That website is theshineshopAutoDetailing.com. Well, thank you, Mike. You've never looked better, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I was informed that it was a problem with the Apple updates. Is the problem.
That doesn't surprise me at all. You know what? Apple wants to make cars. Google wants to make cars. It's no problem at all. You have a problem, you just pull over, drift over to the side of the road, and reboot. Yep. All right. Let's go back to Mr. Todd Zimmerman. Todd is a partner in crime to a certain extent. I don't know if it's monetarily, but he's a partner to Jose, at least on the show, and also at the Liberty Town location for Dynamic Automotive. DynamicAutomotive.net is the place to go for all 3 locations. And your locations are open Monday through Saturday. Urbana's even open on Sunday. Those guys are slave drivers, Todd.
Oh, yeah. Now, the general repair shop is not open on Sunday, but the car wash and the Quick Lube are both open on Sunday at the Urbana location.
Right. They also do BG products installed on Sunday.
Absolutely. And in the Quick Lube, they will do all the BG services available.
Yep. Very good. Very good. So Sunday is your day of rest, and that's a good thing. Do you work every Saturday?
Pretty much. I try to work most of them. Try to give Scott a day off. He's a lot younger than me, and got a lot going on. So try to give him some Saturdays off so he can go out and enjoy his youth.
You're such a nice guy.
Try to.
There is something wrong with you. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
How did you get into the automotive business being a nice guy? How did that ever happen?
I'm not sure. I question that sometimes.
Now, you guys are all, even Jose, you guys run an exceptional shop. And you treat people right. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only way to do it. You got to be fair, you got to be honest, and you got to treat people like they're a friend.
Exactly. Very good. So what's on the schedule? You talked about a automatic transmission you did with Jasper. Now, the manual transmission, you're not doing any kind of repair to the manual transmission itself. You're just going to do the clutch, right?
Yeah, we've got to R&I the transmission and see exactly what has failed within the clutch.
Okay.
I know the slave cylinder is gone, and it's an internal slave cylinder on that unit. So that'll be the start, but I suspect something has happened with the pressure plate.
Now, give us all the sad news, because we're all car guys. You're thinking about selling your Cobra. Your Mustang Cobra.
I'm thinking about letting the Cobra go down the road, yes.
Now, is this something financially that you would have to do? Because, boy, I'd love to see you hold on to that and have that as a fun car for the weekend.
No, the car's paid for. It just sits here at the shop.
Well, do you have collector car insurance on it?
What's that?
Do you have collector car insurance on it?
No, it's not an old Cobra. It's a 99, so it's a Mustang Cobra, not an AC Cobra.
Right. Well, no, I know that. But what you should do, just my thoughts, you do what you want to do, but my thoughts is get it covered under collector car insurance for a specific amount, okay? It's very inexpensive, all right? And that way maybe you can afford to hold on to it.
Well, it's not a financial thing. I just don't drive it. That's the only thing.
Not a reason to get rid of the car. I see the car. It's beautiful. I sure hate to see you get rid of it, but I understand. No problem.
Yeah. So I'm looking for something to drive long distances in, when we travel, and that's just not the car for putting a couple of bags in for a long weekend.
Yeah.
So
I would agree with you there. However, you do get there pretty fast.
It will do that, absolutely.
Yes. Well, there's a good market for the car, so a lot of people are going to be interested.
Yeah, that's for sure.
How many miles are on it?
182,000.
Wow. That ain't a collector. That's a user. That's good.
We've driven it a lot.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm sure it's in very nice shape. Because the last time you had it at the car show 2 years ago, right?
Yes. We brought it down to that.
I saw it. It looked very nice.
Yes. Well, actually, no, different car, Dave.
Oh, okay.
That was the Shelby GT 500.
Oh, that was a buddy's GT500.
Yeah, that was my neighbor's GT500 that he wanted me to drive down.
But you have had your Cobra at Dynamic Automotive Show, haven't you?
I have had that down there as well.
Okay, I saw it. I remember what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get 99 Cobras and 2008 GT500s mixed up too often.
Good. Yeah, they are the same color though.
Okay, very good. Very good. Well, we really appreciate you being with us this evening, Todd. We're sorry Jose couldn't make it, but we understand a lot of good things going on in the neighborhood, and that is good community involvement, so that's really good.
Absolutely, yeah. He sits on the board there with the Career and Technology Center, and spends a lot of time in meetings and keeping the industry going.
Good. Give out your phone number, your contact information, so people can get a hold of you.
Okay. Well, this shop is in Libertytown, Maryland. If you call us, you either talk to myself or Jose. Phone number here is 301-694-6250, and that's to this shop. The New Market shop, you would talk to Sarah or Lee at that shop. Phone number for them is 301-694-5460. And then our third location in Urbana, you would talk to either Jason or Kevin at that shop. And contact phone number for those guys is 301-874-8833.
What happened to the big man?
And Big Bobby Allen, he's not answering phones anymore.
What?
He's behind the desk. He's awfully busy keeping things going over there.
Good.
And all three shops can be reached at dynamicautomotive.net.
Very good. Todd, thank you very much for being with us this evening. Be back with you in just a few moments, okay?
Very good. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Back to Mr. Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions, quality remanufacturer of engines, transmissions, differentials, transfer cases, and more. What you got for us tonight, Mr. Dave?
Oh, I got a neat video, and I wanted to share with you. You had mentioned that collector car insurance. I just renewed my insurance on the old 68. Actually, the taillights are sitting behind me.
Yeah.
The insurance company I go through actually offers a restoration insurance. So even though the car's in pieces, you know, I had to take pictures of everything I had, all the upgrades I've done to it, and it's actually kind of a storage restoration insurance. And then as I build the vehicle, I can just call them up and tell them the additional money I put in, and then they'll raise the actual policy on it. So they're very flexible. And it was.
Now, who are you with? I'm with Haggerty. Who are you with?
Haggerty, yeah.
Okay, good. Yep.
And the I think I have $25,000 on the car for $200 a year.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is. But, you know, I've always said it's hard to steal a car when it's in pieces.
Yeah. Mine was very difficult to steal.
All right, let's take a look at the video, mister.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have a video of a GM locking differential. There's a lot of different ways manufacturers, some call it posi traction, locking, limited slip. There's a lot of different ways to do it. GM's got a really neat kind of idea here. So this is one of the best videos I've seen of the actual function of this this rear. So I'll fire this up.
Sure.
I thought people would like to see the inside of the locking differential, limited slip Chevrolet locking differential. This is out of a 2004 Silverado pickup truck, and the differential is in the back housing here. The pinion gear is in the front. That turns with the drive shaft. And the pinion gear meshes with the teeth on the ring gear to make the whole assembly turn around. And the differential has a little set of crown gears, sometimes called spider gears, on the inside. One on each axle, going to each wheel, and then two kind of idlers, one at the top and the bottom. And what it does, when the ring gear is turning, it allows one of the axles to spin a little faster or slower, depending on if the truck is going around a turn or the vehicle is going around a turn. The inside wheel is going to go on a smaller radius arc, and so the outside wheel has to spin faster to make up the distance traveled. Now, if you're ever stuck in the mud or in the snow, if you have an open differential, the wheel that is most likely to spin, the wheel with the less friction, will just spin, and the wheel that has the traction or the friction will just sit still making you stuck. So what this differential does is it has this little mechanism on the side, and there's this little spinning part right here. The spinning part has springs and counterweights. These counterweights will spring out once it spins fast enough, kind of like a governor. The centrifugal force will pull those weights out. When those weights pull out, those weights catch on this rocking lever here. When they catch on this lever, it's going to hold the center of it and lock the spider gears together so that those spider gears can no longer spin or twist. And when that happens, it's going to lock both of the gears, and both wheels will spin at the same time, so that the differential is locked, or it's not being a differential anymore, and that will get you unstuck. So in this truck, either going forward or backwards, because there's actually two of these, one for forward direction and one for backwards direction. We'll grab onto this, lock it in place. One wheel will start spinning, and the weights will move out. They'll lock it in place. The wheels will get traction, and then away it will go. So that's how that system works. There are different types of torque sensing and locking differentials, but this one is a pretty simple one, and looks like GM likes it.
Yeah, good video. Good video.
Yeah, I like
the guy
how
did very well. Yeah, did a nice job.
yeah, and he's like, this is a very simple one. That looks like a lot of stuff going on to me.
Well, I'm sure. I tell you, it's amazing the engineers that can figure this stuff out.
Yeah. And the one thing I could never visualize is I could understand how it would lock going forward,
Right.
but going backwards, when he explained how it had that second weight that'll swing backwards and lock
Right.
it, then it just kind of cleared that up for me. But yeah, neat stuff. And locking differentials has been around for a long time, and there's so many different ways to do it. So if you want my contest now, I can roll right into it.
Sure. One thing I always like the guys who go, "You got posi?"
Yeah.
That was always the question that was asked when you go to a car show or whatever. You got posi?
Yeah.
Most people didn't even know how posi worked or what it was. They just want to know if you had it.
And what would you call a burnout that just has one tire mark?
No posi.
That's a one-tire fire.
One tire.
One-tire
That's a good one.
I like that. I
Dog
like that.
dog tracking, or what was what do they call it? I forget. There was a
Yeah,
bunch.
if you don't have the answer, Winward, no sense bringing it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Todd jumped in.
That'll be next week's contest.
Yeah, well, and speaking of this week's, it's two
Okay.
types now. Now LSD, limited slip differentials.
Sure. Yeah.
For any.
We're talking about LSD. I just told Todd to keep it clean, and here you go doing drug references.
Yeah, if there's any Grateful Dead fans out there, don't get all excited. We're talking about limited slip differential.
One, they're not listening. Two, they're not listening. Okay?
Hey, you never know. But yeah, so name two types of limited slip differentials, and I have this steak seasoning, and if you see on the side, there's a ring gear there, and
Yes.
this steak seasoning is brought to you by AAM gears, which
There
we
you go.
built at the factory, and we also used Yukon gears, and in our performance applications, they use, I believe, Richmond gears and things like that. There's a lot of different gear companies out there.
Now, your question is pretty much off the screen, at least my screen anyway. But the question is, there are two types of LSD,
Oops. Yeah,
limited slip differentials, and you want to know what they are.
Yeah, and there's a multitude of them out there. Just if someone can give me two,
Okay, good.
they'll win the steak seasoning.
Very good. The correct answer, the first one emailed to jasperman73@gmail.com, is the winner of the steak seasoning. jasperman73@gmail.com. Dave, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining the show and having the contest and the video. Great job. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Good to have you. Todd Zimmerman, great to be with you this evening, sir.
Thank you so much.
Tell Jose we said hi and we miss him, and we look forward to seeing him next week.
Absolutely. I'm sure he'll be here.
All right, if we don't get a chance to see you next week, have yourself a very happy Thanksgiving.
You do the same. Thank you so much.
You too, Dave. Happy Thanksgiving to you. But hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Mike Lambert, once again, in the dark, from the Shine Shop.
Yes,
It's good to have you, Mike, and thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Oh, my pleasure. Nice to
And,
see you.
Well, it was nice to see you. Well, not really nice to see you, but nice to hear from you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. 410-833-6332. And Mike, we look forward to talking to you Saturday morning. You'll be live on the radio with me. And have Lena, the boss, give me a call when she wants. Okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. Folks, I'm Dave Serio, the radio show you ought to know, every Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on DaveSerio.com. If you've been watching this on archive, we'd love to have you join us on the network every single Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock live. We'd love to have you, part of the Hangout10.com network. But we'd love to have you join us live next Tuesday evening. Have yourself a good evening. Look forward to talking to you again next Tuesday. You've been watching and listening to YouAutoKnowLive, Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Hangout10.com network. Good night, everybody.